Have you guys ever heard of the thing called Pygmalion theory? All right, I'm gonna get Baz on you. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry in advance. All right. So Pygmalion was this is Greek mythology. He was an architect, right? And he was a sculptor. And so he sculpted art. And in Greek times, they were a big fan of the old Greek orgies and all that kind of stuff. Especially a weekend for Dean Smythe. Right? So that's a Capcom joke. Right? But he grew disgusted with the women of the era. Right? And not that we should judge for that kind of thing. But he sculpted this sculpture, and she was so beautiful, this woman, she was so beautiful that he went to Aphrodite's shrine. And he prayed and he said, please make her real. And he went home and he kissed the statue on the lips, and the lips were warm. And as he stepped back, the woman of his dreams materialized right in front of him. And he lived happily ever after, right? But the idea of Pygmalion theory, this is a really, really cool, what's it called when you do a science experiment? There you go. They did a cool experiment. So there's two behavioral psychologists. They went into a school. They went into like a middle to prep school. And what they did, so they told the teachers of the school, and it was a big school, they picked 20% of the kids out of the class and told the teachers that these 20% that we selected are based on our mechanics, our predictive mechanisms, where they're shown to make a drastic jump in results this year, these kids, right? The only difference is the kids were picked completely at random. They picked the kids completely at random. And they told the teachers, don't treat these kids any differently, but just be aware that they are predicted to make a drastic jump. On average, the kids scored 30% higher because the standard that they were held to was higher. So when you're running your team, when you're investing in the relationships of your team, don't fucking sell them short. Pardon my language, but I need you to understand how severe this is. If you're selling your guys short, if you typecast them, if you pigeonhole them and say, oh, they're just going to be this, or they're going to be that, no way. Every rep you get needs to be the next Alex Terry, needs to be the next Rory Hannigan, needs to be the next Aaron Mildenholm. Right? Needs to be the next Patrick. They need to be stars, every one of them, because if you hold them to that standard, how do you think they're going to perform? Like stars. And if you hold them to a low standard, how do you think they're going to perform? Not so good. So you need to understand how important for your relationships it is that you believe in your guys. And you know what the easiest way to create belief in your guys is? If you're doing number one and you're being honest and congruent and you don't lie and you don't BS your people, do you know what the easiest way to create belief in your team is? Sit them down and say, I believe in you. That's it. I built 30 guys doing that. I'm not good at much else, but I can believe in people. You guys understand? Yeah. Cool. Hold your guys to a higher standard and watch what it does for your team.